So with this pouch right here, I really like the fact that it has the double compartments, and the med kit department, not department, but compartment, I keep the zippers for the medical part right here in the middle, right on top. And then for the firearm, it's right here on the side, but all the way down. So that way, without even looking at it, I should be able to tell where my zippers are for the firearm and where my zippers are for the medical stuff. And obviously that's more important for the firearm, because something happens and I should be able to, without even looking at the pouch, go right for the gun and get my shots off. So let's see here. I got I got a big mountain lion up ahead, and he's growling at me.
Go away. Go away. I'm big and scary. Holy dude, you're scary. You're a scary kitty cat. No! You, dude. Gosh, where's my gun?
He's getting mad, so better do something about it. Go and get the other magazine in here without even looking. Just like that. Go and put it back in without looking. And there you go. Poor mountain lion. God forbid I should ever have to shoot an animal. Okay, so an EDC pouch. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've given it a lot of thought. Just something that has just about anything you would need, but in a very minimalist way. So it needs to be a little more thought out than just throwing things into a backpack. Obviously, space is a high priority here. So there's a bunch of tools in here. There's a medical compartment, and then there's a second compartment for a larger item. Probably most people would use it for like a cell phone or something like that, but I've got a firearm in there, which we will get to in a little while. To start with the layout, so you've got two big compartments right here, and each of these compartments have like kind of a mesh pocket as well. So you've got really kind of like four compartments right here. And then if you open this up, you've got six compartments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 compartments for various tools and stuff. And these are the tools that I have selected to go in the front, like more of your EDC kind of stuff. So let's get into it real fast. For starters, there's this clip. I don't know. I mean, it just had a little extra space right here, so just threw a little clip in there. Mechanical pencil. Having a pencil over a pen is kind of important, just because you can write with this just about anywhere. Right next to the pencil, and this is more of the med kit part, I keep a small tweezers, and these are the needle point tweezers, which are very good for removing splinters or anything like that. All right, so let's move on to the knife. Got right here the Honey Badger in the small version. I actually carry on a regular basis the medium-sized version, so you can kind of see the size difference. It's a little smaller, but I feel like that the smaller one is really good for like an EDC folding pocket knife that you need for something like this pouch. The medium blade is preferred, but when size and weight constraints are a priority, I like to go with the small one. Moving on to this flashlight right here. This right here is one of my favorite EDC flashlights. The, what's it called? Olight i3T EOS, which is a very long name. But this one I carried on me for about a year or so before I moved on to, I don't have it on me, But I moved on to this little stream light, like pocket light, I think it's called, which is just, it's smaller and flatter than this one, so easier to carry in your pocket. But I really do love this light, and I didn't want to just throw it in a drawer and never use it, so I stuck it in here. I'm not going to dig it out, but I also have this takes a AAA battery, so I've got a AAA battery. I think it's underneath this multi-tool right here, which we'll go and take out. So this is a SOG multi-tool. I'm not exactly sure of the model number, but what I really like about it is just its ease of use. So you can open it up with one hand and close it as well with one hand. It actually has a really cool motion. It's got these gears right here that move very smoothly. But this one's got just about anything you would need. But really importantly, it's got a scissors. And I feel like that most multi-tools, or any multi-tool that I would really want, needs to have some scissors on it, just because whether you really think of it or not, scissors are pretty important sometimes. So let's do the fire starter. So right here, in case all else fails, I've got some UCO Survival Stormproof matches. And these are 10 matches that are windproof and waterproof. Then there's also 2 strikers in here. So that's everything you need to make a flame in just about any environment, any situation. But the main source of ignition would be a simple Bic lighter. And then to sustain a flame, I've got these fire starters. I really like these fire starters a lot. You just kind of pull them apart, and all these fibers come out, and they light up really easily. So it's nice and easy for starting a fire. I think once you get a flame going on this, they last for like 10 minutes as well. So you can get wet wood started with it. Obviously dry wood's no problem whatsoever. And then lastly, if I can get it out, don't make fun of me because it's strawberry. I actually bought a like a variety pack, and the one that I didn't really want the most, like the one that I would use the least, which is the strawberry, I just threw into this kit because I probably will never actually use this, because I usually carry some lip balm on me anyways, along with my other regular EDC stuff. So that takes care of the front. As you can see, it's a really nice Velcro, open and shut. So it's really easy to get to anything you need in there. But let's move on to the first compartment. This is the medical compartment. I've just got some basic medical stuff. So, of course, your Neosporin, if you need to treat any little cuts, things like that, and you don't really want it to get infected, that's really good. Speaking of not letting things get infected, I've got some alcohol pads here. One of the most important things you really need to carry on you is a tourniquet. You never know what's going to happen. If you have a really bad situation where you're bleeding out pretty bad, that thing is going to save your life. But for more simple things, I guess, that's kind of in between the simple alcohol, prep pad, and a tourniquet, is just some good old gauze and tape. I don't have any Band-Aids in here. I feel like the Band-Aids are not very necessary. When you've got gauze and tape, I've got 2 rolls of gauze right there. And then, just for sterilization, I've got a pair of gloves. Oh yeah, to go along with the gauze and tape, I've got some, these are gauze pads. And then I believe some more alcohol prep pads. And I think that's it for the medical. Yep, nothing else in there. All right. So moving right along to what's probably the main reason why you clicked on this video in the first place, because you saw a gun in the thumbnail. This right here is a Ruger LCP Is it the LCP? Shoot. Yeah, Ruger LCP Max. And I feel like that the Ruger LCP Max is a really good EDC gun in general. And it fits perfectly in this compartment. And the other thing that I've got in the compartment is another magazine. So don't freak out. It is loaded, this magazine. I did unload the one that's in the Ruger LCP, so I don't have to worry about accidentally shooting it. But I'm carrying, what you can see right here is these Norma MHP, which stands for monolithic hollow point. And these ones have excellent expansion. They have really good velocity, which is 1,280 feet per second. And 1,280 feet per second out of a 380 is pretty darn good. So not only is it really good expansion, but the penetration is also really good. And then something that's also very important to me for a EDC gun is a light on it, because you definitely want to see what you're shooting at. This is the Viridian, I forgot the model, but it's basically like the Viridian flashlight that you can put on all these micro 380s. Oh, is that it right there? The RTL ECR. But you might be wondering, hey, why do I got some quiet 22s right here? Because say 380 is not really your thing, and you don't want to go with a 380. I was thinking something like this Beretta 21A Bobcat. This is the Covert model, which basically just has a threaded barrel, and everything else is basically the same. I mean, I think it comes with these specific kind of grips right here, which I really like. But yeah, this is one with the threaded barrel, because you can also keep, I got it wrapped up in here just so it doesn't get sort of scratched up, but a suppressor. So if you're doing a little nature walk, and I know y'all are thinking, oh my God, his hand's right in front of the muzzle. I safety checked all firearms before starting the video. I don't really want to bore you guys with the safety check, but this right here, actually, I don't know if you guys can see my little O-ring right there is starting to get a little messed up. But that right there is a sweet setup. And I'll go and roll in some footage because I actually have a video coming out on this Odinworks NAV22, but it is a modular suppressor, and it starts with 6 baffles, but you can take it all the way down to 1 baffle. But I have it right here at 3 baffles, and with just 3 baffles, you have a very quiet shooting firearm, especially with some of these right here. These are the CCI Quiet 22 semi-auto rounds, which go 835 feet per second. CCI also makes a Quiet 22 that is not semi-auto, and that goes 710 feet per second. So this is pushing it just a little bit faster, and it operates really reliably in this Beretta Bobcat right here. So I'll actually go and roll in some footage real quick because, like I said, I got a video on this suppressor coming out. And then there's definitely some room for one of these magazines, just a spare magazine for your Beretta Bobcat. So bear with me for a second while I just go and put everything back. All right, so everything's back in here. Let's go and get a weight on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw in another 12 rounds because that Ruger LCP Max, which I'm actually just gonna go ahead and load it up real quick and promise that I won't shoot myself, YouTube, okay? So don't get scared. All right, so now we have, okay, so now we have 24 rounds of 380, which, by the way, I mean, that's what's really cool about this pouch. Carrying 24 rounds of 380 is pretty good. We'll go ahead and get a weight on this. £2, 11 ounces, 11.8 ounces. So close to 2 pounds, 12 ounces. It's a little bit more than 2.5 pounds now, but still well under 3 pounds. So really easy to carry around. So if there's one thing that this EDC pouch is missing, it's probably a good set of shears. This is, you know, obviously more for the medical side of things, but you can use this for, you know, cutting anything. They're pretty sharp. But the reason why I don't put these in here is, first of all, I've got that very small pair of scissors on here, which will do probably at least 50% of what this will do. And then the other reason is just size and weight constraints. These don't weigh anything, but they are a little big. They do take up like this, you know, the whole length of the pouch. I probably could jam it down inside here, but it would just be kind of, you know, making everything a little bit tighter than it needs to be. I mean, this is already almost busting at the seams. I've got so much stuff in it. So yeah, that's kind of why I decided to leave the shears out. Hey, just wanted to come to you from the future real quick. I added 2 things to the pouch to make it totally complete. One of which, and I got them both right here in the med kit, is a pair of shears. I was able to find these tiny pairs of shears, and supposedly they're made out of titanium, so they got to be pretty strong. But it's pretty good to have a good pair of shears. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I totally forgot because I went on a kayaking trip recently, and I let somebody use my paracord, so I forgot that it wasn't in the pouch. But this right here is, I believe, 10 feet of paracord, so it's good to have these 2 things with you in your EDC pouch. So now I believe that the pouch is complete. So let's just talk really quickly about why you would actually want to carry something like this, as opposed to, you know, just like a backpack full of a lot more stuff, or if you're trying to do something a little more inconspicuously, why not just do like a conceal and carry holster with a, you know, like a pocket knife and a lighter, and you know, that's about it. Well, this is a good in-between, and it's still very inconspicuous. If you were to carry this and go shopping, for example, nobody would actually think you got a gun in the back of here. People would probably just think, yeah, it's a kit full of stuff, but they probably wouldn't really be too alarmed by it. You know, for example, if you're walking through Walmart with this on your belt, I doubt anybody would stop you or ask any questions. And you know, a lot of people don't really like concealed carry for a firearm because it's, you know, rubbing up against the inside of their waist, or it's just uncomfortable when they sit up and sit down and stand up. So something like this, and by the way, you can take this on and off really quickly. The way I get this on is I already have my belt buckled and everything, and I just slip this through the you know, inside of the belt strap, and then just snap those like that, and it stays on very nicely. But the point being, you can carry this anywhere basically, and you're gonna have not only a firearm on you to defend yourself, but you're gonna have a medical kit, and then you're gonna have a bunch of EDC items. So, you know, you're just about prepared for anything. And that's kind of the idea of this little pouch. You know, you want to be as prepared as possible for whatever life throws at you, but at the same time, you don't really want to look like you're obviously trying to, go to battle, or you don't want to carry too much stuff like a backpack or anything like that. Backpacks can actually be pretty alarming at times. I mean, there's this guy at work, for example, and he always has a backpack on him. It's really strange. Come to find out, there was some things in that backpack that he ended up getting fired over. But that's kind of the point. He always carried this backpack around, and there's it definitely set off some alarm bells. So something like this is a lot less alarming. But I would say that the main uses for something like this is simple hiking or camping. Mostly obviously hiking. Like if you don't want to take a backpack with you and you just want to carry a water bottle, you could even, remove like the firearm if you don't want to carry a firearm, and put some food in this back compartment, or anything that you really want. But I would say like hiking, camping, kind of the main use for this. But I've also taken it on a 4-night kayaking trip. That was actually just very recent. And I had this on me the whole time. I was with a bunch of people. It was like about a dozen of us total. And nobody even asked anything about this. People just assumed it was probably like a kit full of like EDC stuff. But nobody really thought that I had a firearm on me. I actually asked one of my friends that was on the float trip with us. And she's from California. She's a little liberal. She gets a little scared whenever the topic of guns are brought up. But I asked her about a week later. I saw her after the trip, and I was like, by the way, did you know I was carrying a gun on me the whole time? And she was like, what? No. She had no idea. And she even said to me, I'm kind of glad I didn't know that you were carrying a gun. Yeah, she's one of those people. But we won't go there. The point being, this allowed me to carry a firearm. Nobody asked any questions. It didn't raise any eyebrows. So, all right. So I can't believe I totally forgot to mention, but I didn't even say the name or the company that makes this pouch. It's called Left Right. And that's not left right, but left right. They're missing a T in there. I'm not exactly sure why. I assume it's a Chinese product from a Chinese company, and they may have been trying to say left right, but they misspelled it. Anyways, it's on Amazon. I was perusing some of the pouches on there, and this is one of the only ones that I could find that actually has the double compartment, which I think is essential for having a firearm and a medical kit. And so I just went with this. It was only $15. So I was like, what do I have to lose? And it ended up working really nicely. I mean, like I said, I've taken it hiking and camping and kayaking, and even just walking around the like public areas without trying to raise any kind of suspicion. And nobody would really assume that I'm carrying a firearm in there. And I do like this pouch so much. I mean, it's really good quality that I ordered another one just in case somewhere down the line, something on this breaks, which is, is definitely a possibility. I mean, it's a cheap Chinese product from a cheap Chinese company that may not really know exactly how to spell their name, but this is a very cheap product in general. And, obviously something can break, even though, I mean, the stitching is all really good. The zippers are extremely good. I mean, they operate just fine. And I don't really see anything like busting. The seams all look really good. But in case something breaks down the line, I got a backup. All right. So just to finish things up here, because this has gone on way longer than I wanted it to. I recently took this pouch with me on a hike and did a little campfire cookout. So I'm going to go and leave y'all with that footage. Here's something coming by. I think it's a plane. We'll just let that pass while this fire builds up here. I cut myself a little, kind of good. Not sure if you guys can see this, but right here on my finger. So, got a little med kit here. All I need is just an alcohol pad. Keep it from getting infected. It's not bleeding too bad, so I don't really think I need more than something just to kind of disinfect it. I don't really need to stop the bleeding. Ooh, that stings. Oh, it stings. So you know it's working. Clean it up a bit. So I got a bunch of dirt in there. That should be good. Whoops. There goes my flashlight. Wow. Check it out. Little snake skin here. Actually, I've seen some massive snakes up here. So I always try to be careful when I'm walking around. good enough. Might be able to rest it right here. Nice. These are some jalapeno cheddar brats. So I think the cheese is starting to simmer out of there. What a view, huh? It's really nice being able to come up here and just chill out, enjoy the view. These Midwest summers are kind of brutal. Thank God fall is just right around the corner. I can't wait. I love fall time up here. All these leaves are going to start changing. And then the winter time is right around the corner, which I do love a good Midwest winter. Excuse me. Okay. I think we're looking pretty good here. So give me 1 sec. Alright. I got a sweet Hawaiian bun here. And a jalapeno cheddar brat. And that's just about all you need. So I'm going to enjoy this and enjoy the view at the same time. Yeah, it's tasty. I love doing like brats on a campfire. It's really easy. You don't really need anything. As you just saw, all you need is a good little fire starter kit, a pocket knife, cut down a small branch for a skewer, and all you gotta do is bring up the buns and the brats, and you're good to go. You know, you could haul up a little barbecue sauce too if you like. Oops. All right. I'm not much of a drinker, but we got a Topo Chico here. But this is the hard seltzer with a tangy lemon lime flavor. Yeah, that's really good. If you guys are unfamiliar with Topo Chico, it's really big down in Texas. I grew up in Dallas, so I've known that stuff for a really long time. But this, it's usually just some like sparkling water. But this is the hard seltzer. So it's got a little kick. But only 4.7% alcohol. It's not too bad. That one worked out even better. Sizzling. All right. So she's about done here. Let's go and get a bun on her. Pretty tasty. Ooh, still hot. Yeah, while walking around up here, doing everything I gotta do, I almost don't even notice this thing on me. You know, every now and then I gotta adjust my pants a little, but that's mostly because I wear my belt a little tighter than, or a little looser than it probably needs to be. But I think it's like 2.5 pounds, something like that, with the gun and the ammo and everything else. So 2.5 pounds hanging from your waist, from your belt. It's almost not even that noticeable. Let's go ahead and light up a post-meal cigarette. One of the greatest things ever. What you doing there, little guy? Don't get too close to the fire. You're gonna hurt yourself. I really admire your perseverance. Look at you. Taking that thing all the way back. I guess wherever you call home. Take it back to your queen, bro. She needs it. Oh, look at that guy go. He's just dragging it. Looks like his buddy's trying to take all the glory. What a jerk. Oh, I scared them.